Hi, Matt. Thanks for taking a look at that Zizek lecture and responding to it. Just a couple points I'd like to raise. I think it's worth pointing out that the New Age ecological narrative is appealing because it plays on already existing biblical narratives like the Garden of Eden and especially the prodigal son. It has this notion of redemption, a return to a state of holiness or balance from a state of sinfulness or imbalance. And I think this is part of why it's persuasive, and that's what Zizek is getting at. And this structure also is paralleled in the deep ecologist desire to return to a pre-Cartesian holy paradigm and away from the current sinful Cartesian one. So what's significant about that? First, there's no doubt that Cartesianism brought us to this point of ecological crisis. But when it plays the role of sin, there's a tendency to believe that we need to cleanse ourselves of it. And I think against this tendency, Zizek is right to point out that the reason that the ecological crisis persists and no one is doing anything about it, despite all this information that we have about it, is in a way we're not alienated enough from nature. We're alienated enough to do damage, to create a crisis, but not alienated enough to really realize that there's a crisis. As Zizek says, we walk outside and in our sort of pre-Cartesian, embedded in nature sense, everything seems fine. The sun is shining. There's no way of telling that we're in the midst of a crisis. And really, what we need science in order to realize that. So I think in the end we need to paraphrase Homer Simpson here and say, Cartesianism, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. And of course, the global warming skeptics and the right wing are the ones now echoing the critique of scientific hegemony, saying, why should evolution be taught in schools? Aren't the environmental scientists, being elitist and cramming their epistemology down everyone's throats? Isn't the Bible a valid source of knowledge in this area? So I think we have to seriously consider Zizek's critique of anti-Cartesianism and the New Age ecological narrative as part of the problem, not part of the solution. As much as their hearts are in the right place, it could well be a liability at this point. I'm not sure exactly where you stand on anti-Cartesianism. In your video, you give us kind of a very nice, eloquent historical account of the emergence of life in the biosphere that's fully Cartesian and scientific, and linking to the new scientists. So those are my thoughts. I'd be interested in hearing your response.